So let's go to this location. So it's my CD, then this location I'm having. Now create the Express application by using this option no view. Choosing the no view, I will create it. So the Express, then your application name. So just use here Express. Then I'm using my application name, let's say Node API. Do mention the flag dash dash no view. Now it's created the application here with the name Node API. If you will find out over here, then go to the directory Node API and install this command npm install npm I at installing all the necessary packages. Now this Node API folder I can open in my VS Code in a new window. So this is the new instance I am opened here. So this is the API we are having now over here. So don't worry about what the folder is created. It's actually as per the web application, but the web application part we are not willing to use. We are just willing to use only API one. So this index router we are not using. We are actually using the router for the API. So let me simplify it. It's a API router. Even the name is also API. I'm giving here. So let's rename it to the so that it's understood to you. It's API now I'm having. And we are not using this one also in the public. So what are the extra code we are having? I'm just commenting right now. Later on you can use it. Let's say API. So in the API we need to write the code here. So here if you will see they have just written a simple code. So this is a simple code. It's available here for creating the API. So what we can do here, we can use here the Express already there, the Express router we already created. And for HTTP status code, there is a status code. Obviously, we need to return whether the item would be added. So here there is a node package which we can install here for status code, like npm install http dash status code. This is the package I'm installing here. Then let this save. So using this package, we will get the status code for our Express application. So here I can import it. Let's say where http status equal to require. I can require here like http status. This I imported here. Now here we are not using any database. So let's do one thing. Let me define here a users array over here with some data. So if you will see here what we are using in this SRC. So this is my form where we are having all these fields. Let's say name, email, password, country. So such thing I'm just willing to use in the object. So I'm just adding here a simple user here. Let's say I'm adding here name as Mohan. Let's say mohan@gmail.com. Password, let's say I'm adding here 12345678. Confirm password is not required. Country you can put if you're willing to store as a text. Yes, India. Same way you can add others also, but we need one more thing. We need the ID also. Let's say one. So this is the way how we added a single user. You can add other user also. Let me add a single one only. And in the get, what I can do, I can mention here. Let's say user. Let's say API shell as user. If you will see in the app, there is a API. After that, it will be here API shell as user. So what it will does, it will return the list of users. So list of user we can return here as a JSON response, then JSON. As a JSON I can use here, let's say users, which we created at the top level. So here by default status code would be here 200. You don't need to mention. If you explicitly you want to mention, there is a status method. In the status method, either you can pass the status code as a number, let's say 200, but that would be the hard code. For this one, we already installed the HTTP status code module. So what I can do here, I can use a HTTP status. So this status code, I'm sure you will get the things now. You can see I'm getting here. I'm getting the OK status code. So it will return the list of users here. Same way you can add here a method router dot post for adding a new user. I'm adding here user. Then same way there would be here function for request and response. It's a comma function. Then I can define it over here. So here I will define the things. So let me use here let. So it's let user equal to, it would be here request dot body. It will return the user to us. Then do define a user dot id equal to, it would be here. The ID actually it's not a complete database way. So what we can do mention a, let's say user dot length plus 1. We can define like this way. And finally you need to add the new user over here. So now we can add the new user over here, or it's up to you what the ID you are willing to mention over here. So for adding the user, it's simple code. It's users dot push method. In the push, let's push the user finally. And finally return the status code as return response, then status. As a status, you can return here, let's say HTTP status, then it's created. User has been created. Then send this status. So this is the way how you can return the status code as 201 when user would be created. This is the status code 200 when it's returning the list of user. So guys, do you have any query regarding this one? I hope you already aware of this way how we create the API. So you can see this is the port number where our API is running. So I can see here localhost 3000, then slash API slash user. This way I'm getting the user here Mohan, which we are having over there. So simple, I'm getting here the things. It's working fine. And here what you need to do here as we create, the service in Angular, if you remember for writing our business logic, same way we will create a class in our JavaScript. And in that class we will define a set of methods so that again and again we can reuse the same logic. So what I'm doing here, I'm adding here a folder, and that folder name I'm putting here, let's say services. Services is my folder name, and here I'm creating a service as, let's say user dot service dot js. In React.js, we don't have any built-in module for making the HTTP request. So React actually came with by default as fetch, but fetch is not recommended if you are using the advanced call. So there is a module here, Axios. So using the Axios, we can make the HTTP request here. So Axios you can use anywhere. It doesn't mean it's only for React.js. You can use it with Node.js also. This is the package we need to install in our application for making the HTTP request. So same I'm doing here. Let me add a new terminal, and here use npm install Axios, and then do save. So we have installed the Axios. So let me import here, import statement, what we are just importing here. So you can use it, let's say user service. This is the class I'm defining here, user service. Then define your method, let's say get users, a method I'm defining here for calling the API. So obviously for the API we need the API base address also. So here there is no the environment specific way how we can define the things. So let me define it, say constant. I'm defining, let's say global config equal to, I'm defining, let's say API address. And what is our API address? So this is my API address I'm mentioning over here. It's only till API need to mention. So this is the way I created the API address. Now in get users, you need to define, let's say return, then use here Axios, then make the get request. For get request, just use, let's say global config, then API address plus your API name. So it is, let's say user, for the returning the list of user here. I just mention the things like this way. Oh, it's a double E. Then same way we can write the code for adding a user also. It would be here, let's say add user, and here is the user object. This way user, make the post request. In the post, let me pass here user. This way I can pass the user directly. And here, if you remember in Angular, we are having the singleton behavior for the service, but here we don't have. So to create the singleton object for your service, I can define like this way, constant service. I'm creating the object here itself, user service, and this object I can export default and define your service. Now this will be the singleton behavior for this user service, because the object I already created and that creator object I'm returning. I'm not importing it this class and then creating the object, because you will import it, you need to create the object every time. But if you want to use it singleton behavior, create the object and then return the object from here. Now do we have like singleton service in Angular? Makes sense. Now this user service we need to import on our form.js top level. Import. Now let's import it from the from service. Let me see what the relative location we are having. Services. And then user service I imported. Let's say default import. You can see it's a default import. So I don't need to wrap it in the curly braces. Directly I can import it. User service. So what are the name you want to give for the default import? You can give over here. User service. Now this user service we will use when we will submit our form. So we are submitting a form somewhere. This is the way where we are submitting the form. So here we need to use this user service. So it's a user service. Call the method add user. Then pass the user value over here. So what you can do here on the fly, I can get a user. Let user equal to, it would be here this dot state, then form fields. That would be my user. And finally use here then method, and you will get the response. So what the response you are getting, from that response you will find out whether it's successful or failed. So for the add user, it should return the status code as 201. So it should be a response then status equal to 201, because if you remember in the API level what we are returning the status code at 201 when the user would be created. For user listing status code is 200. So that thing I'm using here, whether it's failed, whether it's the same thing I'm using here, status code as 201, and finally a return to the user listing page. So right now we have not created any user listing page, but we need to create it. So this dot props and then history, and then push it to the page we are willing to go. I'm just using here, let's say users. So in the user listing page we will redirect. So do you have any query regarding this one? It is almost similar as we have in Angular. The things are slightly different. So just do one thing for user listing. Let me add here one more component. Let's say users dot, and I can create here React component, class component with the name. I'm putting here h1 user list, and here in the router, let me define it. So there is an app router where I will define it. So it is here users. So let me use it here. Let's say users. For users, define here users. So it is here, let's say users this way. Then define the root. For user also it is here, let's say users. Define the form. It is here, let's say users. And make sure same you are using over. I would say perfect. And we are using the same here. So users code I'm not writing here right now. Okay, let's write the user code also if it's fine, where we will show the list of user. So what we can do here, we need to define here a state in this user. So let me define here the constructor. In the constructor I will define the state. So this dot state, and the state define the object. But before the state, let me call here parent class constructor. Super. Then define here users as an array in my state. Now just like the page load method, there is a component did mount is a method here which we will use here as a page load, and here we will call the user service. So as we imported the user service here, same way we will import the user service here also. Now here in the component did mount, we will call the user service. So user service, then get users, it would be here, then method, in that then I will get the response like this way. And what response I'm getting, I will assign to the state model users. So let me use here this dot set state, because state is immutable, so directly I cannot mention any other things. So users colon response dot data. So this way I can set the value. Now what users we set here, that user we need to repeat using the for loop. And by the way, here you might get the error. So there is a catch. In the catch you can get the error like this way. This error I can console, and here use the table for displaying the list of user. So what I can do here, I can use here Bootstrap table. So I have installed here the Bootstrap plugin for code generation. Let's say table default I created here now. So in the table I can define, let's say ID. I can define the name, what other things we are having, email and country. It's email, it's country. It would be here country. I can define here, let's say action also. So as action you can use here create, edit and delete, and we need only one tr, we don't need multiple one, and it would be like this way. But this tr we need to repeat, so we need to repeat this tr by wrapping in the JSX. So in the JSX I'm wrapping it. Now just use it this dot state, then use users, then use map method, and then there is a callback function item, then index number. So this way I'm getting the things, and this tr would be the part of this one. Actually it will return, it should be here a return statement. So just do mention here the key as index number, and here we need to write the things. So as we write in Angular, same way we can write, let's say item dot what we are fetching from the API level. From the API level we're getting an ID, name, email and country. So ID, name, email, country, and the last it is here for the button, like add it, like any other button you can mention over here. So let me add here a button. That code I will write later on, I'm not writing here right now, just define it only. So this is the way we are just showing the list of the users here which will be written from the API. Now let's see how it is working here. Is user sign up page, it's user. You need to mention here class name over here. Let's say class name. So both are running on the different port number. For Node, what you need to do, you need to install here a course package. We need to enable the course npm install course .zip. Now import it in your app.js. So where course equal to require the course, like this way. Now here use here, let's say app dot use and use the course. This when we enable the course, run the code again. Let me run it again, and this time it should work. Check it on 3000. It's working fine. So this is the way how we consumed our API into our React.js application. Now same way we can write a user. Now I'm adding, let's say Rahul, email rahul@gmail.com, password 1234, country India, do sign up. It's added here successfully. The delete method code I have not written, I have to write. I'm sure it will work fine after that. So guys, this is the way how we can call the API and we can show the things over here.